to be on they
J this week is also have Quinnipiac right now.
Amateur to third
he not having
Build coaching 20 as that they need this
the coach haven't been more time
season more
country and game is
must-win game for Quinnipiac. Go back into that top 10 for the USCHO polls, then they need to beat Clarkson. And like you brought up, they lost to BC this past weekend. They weren't making Quinnipiac. It's also a big game. They do belong in that top 5. So it's going to be a huge game for both teams. It's going to be a great game for both, and see both of them.
thing though before we head to break is that this ECAC conference this year so that's 8 teams within the top.
Go anywhere. When we return, Brianna and Andrew will be giving us their top 5 teams in the MAAC.
Owen, when you came into my life, always be a part of it. Adopting you
because he doesn't love me, but because culturally he's there. Grow up just
great.
What one. It goes I think that of the last 28 seasons. They are the current defending MAAC champs. They're also 11-0 right now in the MAAC. They are the #1 seed, and they lead the conference in points, kills, and assists. This team has just proven that they are unstoppable. Make it on your list.
Not
That
make
team
my
is amazing.
list.
how do you not put Fairfield women's
I don't know,
volleyball
what's
on
number
your
two?
list? What's number 2?
What's your number 2?
All right. Well, my number 2, it's Quinnipiac women's soccer. You know, I know you already brought it up for your number 4. 2-1 since 2022 in the MAAC. They've only had 2 losses in the last 3 years now. They are back-to-back MAAC champions. They've been undefeated at home during conference play these last few seasons, and they are currently ranked #1 in the MAAC. I agree with you. They are a great team in the MAAC. I just think it should have been higher on your list.
Oh, honestly, if I was to do anything, I would move 3 and 4, to be fair, on my list. Men's lacks at 4, and then maybe move women's soccer up to 3. But I cannot put them any higher than that because my number 2 is women's lacrosse from the university, or Fairfield University. 6 straight NCAA appearances. One of them was last year with an at-large before they made it every single year from a MAAC title. And they almost upset Syracuse in 2022. They lost 12-11. They had 2 ranked regular season wins last year as well. This team is good. That is a really good team, and they are going to they're going to go through the MAAC like a breeze this year.
All right, I do agree with you. I do think that Fairfield women's lacks, they are a great team. I think that Quinnipiac women's soccer is a great team, though, and I think that.
Are you going to say they're better? Please don't tell me you think they're better. Their accolades, the women's lacrosse accolades, is just way higher than that. It goes pre-COVID. The women's soccer accolades are just post-COVID.
It just shows, though, that how dominant they've been so far. I mean, they haven't lost a home game in such a long time, and I think they're just such a great team.
Okay. My number 1 is women's basketball Fairfield. The reason why I'm going to choose women's basketball Fairfield for my number 1 is Fairfield was ranked number 5 in the nation by the AP, the Associated Press, in the first ranking in program history, and they had it the final 3 weeks of last year. This team is phenomenal. Like I said, they were ranked 25 in the country, and considering it is a mid-major conference, this team is no doubt number 1. Please tell me you have them at 1.
Andrew, I agree with
Okay,
you. They're definitely number 1. I agree with everything you said there.
When we talking all against Fairfield this week.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There
Keeps
running is on is up for hard. And
Eli, season.
Which about the number about a place to play, especially at night. You know, going north, wall, as we like to say, like it's sad, but I'm a little.
This week.
You can say. And this is to starting out tomorrow because we can't overlook any team in the league right now. Beginning tomorrow, and then have that carry.
Up north tomorrow, but then you guys are at home for the next, I think it's 2 weeks. How important is that for your team to finally be able to settle down and be home for some time?
You know, I love being on. So to be in our work, I want them to be proud of. Great for us. These are all great things for athletes, but which is here at home is
Versus a 2 seed. What's the mindset going to that game?
dominate. Trying to dominate. Us. And I don't care if we're 2 or 10, we're looking to dominate anyone that you put in front. That's a Sunday match. We've got to worry about Wednesday. And but get up against Fairfield, we're looking to dominate.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for being able to sit down with us. That is all we have from Burt Concourt. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Brittany and Eli. In each of the last 2 seasons, the Bobcats have gone 1-2 against Fairfield. Will history repeat itself this season? Andrew, what are your thoughts?
It will. I think they're going to lose on Sunday. Again, the Bobcats are 2-24 all time against Fairfield. They have 3 wins at home, and they're 3-9 on all time. 22 MAAC championship game down in Florida last year, and they were 2-2 after that win against Fairfield. And I think if they win on Sunday, they have to finish out strong and not coast to the finish line, because if you look at 2022, Quinnipiac was able to go 4-0 after that loss, and they went 3-0 in the post. They were able to clinch the NCAA record.
I do agree with you. I do think that they are going to continue to struggle against Fairfield. Like you said, they lost to Fairfield in 3-1, but then they won. I think that when they're at home, they play better, they have a stronger team, and they're able to win against Fairfield. They use that home advantage to their advantage, and I think that away this season. So,
All right, guys. So it's time for our final break of the night.
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
I debate all day. It's what I do. But there are some things that are undebatable, like your mental health. I was in a dark place when my brother passed away in a car accident. I was depressed in ways I never imagined. I reached out, and my sisters came, my pastor, my therapist. They helped me get through it. I found that the more I spoke up, the healthier my mind became. When you love your mind, you can go so much further. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org.
Welcome back to Bobcat Breakdown. It's time for our final roars. I'll start us off. Throughout the past couple of years at Quinnipiac, I've mainly been a broadcaster and a writer for QBSN, as I believe those were my strengths. However, for my junior year, I decided to step out of my comfort zone and learn the art of television reporting. Over this past summer, I was given an opportunity to beat report for the Quinnipiac rugby team. Through this, I have been able to increase my on-air presence and gain valuable editing skills and experience, while also being able to make mistakes and learn these shows so special, as I have been able to work the cameras and floor direct for a couple shows. I never once thought I sports media. I feel a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment, but I am not satisfied. I want to learn more things and ask more questions, and overall, I want to get 1% better every single day. So tonight, as I finish my first show ever with Q30, I encourage everyone watching to try new things and step out of your comfort zone. You never know what you like and don't like if you don't try it at least once. I want to give a big thank you to all the producers and my fellow Rugby Beat reporting staff for teaching me all about how to make the best content possible.
The spotlight is always on college athletes. They have to represent the right goal. Career just under 2.5 through his first 3 starts. He was put into a crazy environment for his NCAA debut at the Alfond Arena up in Orono, Maine, and stood on his head, only giving up 2 goals. If Silverstein can maintain keep his dominance up, he has the potential to solidify himself as one of the top goalies in program history just after Yanni Peretz.
Pressure, it is something that athletes at every level face. When it's the bottom of the ninth inning, 2 outs and bases loaded, the pressure is on for the batter in the box. When a team is just minutes away from their first championship, all eyes on them to seal the deal. The difference between what makes a good athlete and a great athlete is how they rise to the occasion and handle the pressure from the fans, their coaches, and their teammates. A social life practice said for the piece of work the best it can be. Students are not only worried about their content, but have the same pressures of school. To athletes, what will make you a great journalist is how you handle the pressure and rise to the occasion. This is the time to learn how to balance the workload and find what works for you. Use this time in student media to perfect your craft and find what works best for you.
Well, unfortunately, that is all of the time we have tonight on Bobcat Breakdown. Thank you for hanging with us on this Tuesday night. Make sure to follow us on social media at Q30 Sports and check out our website at q30tv.com. From the producers and everyone working hard behind the scenes, for Andrew Reynolds and Brianna Trachtenberg, I'm Ab Shamim. Have a great rest of your night, Bobcats.